Now, boys and girls, I have turned to page 323. So here you can see where they've taken it up a notch because we have fractions, okay? So it's not whole numbers that they want us to do. So this is where they've taken it up a notch for 5th grade. So for each of these problems on page 323, they want us to find the perimeter and then the area. So we'll do a few examples, and then you're going to log into Schoology and do it on Schoology. All right, so let's look at the first one here. We are doing this perfect rectangle. So let's say we're finding perimeter. Remember, perimeter is when you walk around it. So you're putting a fence around it. You're painting these walls. You're putting on wallpaper. You're wrapping a box on the outside. So I'm going to add up all the sides and write my answers down. So this is going to be a half, plus a half, plus a half, plus a half. Okay? Well, I can do this easily in my head by thinking about money. So if I think about money, right, 50 cents, because 50 cents is half of a dollar. So if I convert it to 50 cents plus 50 cents plus 50 cents plus 50 cents, I'm going to end up with 2 centimeters. No, remember, there's no square there. So it's just 2 centimeters for this one right here. Okay. For area, remember area is multiply. So we're going to write down the formula because good mathematicians write down formulas. So length times width. I'm going to fill in my numbers. 1/2 times 1/2. Okay. And remember, when I multiply fractions, I don't need a common denominator. This one has a common denominator, and I'm just going to multiply straight across. So it's 1/4 centimeters squared. Okay, so that is for number 1. Okay, let's skip down to, let's go over to number 8. Okay, I'm just going to erase this real quick because it's like made its way into our problem. Okay, so for this one here, I am still doing area and perimeter for both of them. So I'm going to be doing side plus side plus side plus side. So 2 plus 2, that equals 4. So that's those 2 sides. And then the next sides are 10 and 4/5 plus 10 and 4/5. Okay? This is easy to do because there's already a common denominator. So I'm going to go 10 plus 10 is 20. 5 plus 5, because I'm adding, it's going to stay the same. And then 4 plus 4 is 8. So, I've got a improper fraction here. So I'm going to need to move some of that over to here so that I don't have an improper fraction there. So I'm going to do 8 divided by 5. And 8 times 5 is going to be 1, is going to get me as close to it. And then that 8 minus 5 gives me 3 left over. So I'll have 1 and 3/5 is what that equals. So I'm going to go 20 plus my 1 and 3/5 is going to be 21 and 3/5. So that's the perimeter. So this is where they're taking it up to 5th grade, where they're adding fractions and putting it into there. So a lot of times you'll see this on tests, because when they do this on a test, they can assess your knowledge for 3 skills. They can say, do they know how to find perimeter? Do they know how to add fractions? So bam, they have tested you on 2 skills for 5th grade. So it's really important that you remember how to do fractions. All right, for this next one, let's write down our formula, because we want to be wise mathematicians. So now I'm going to fill in my numbers. 2 times 10 and 4/5. I don't need a common denominator, but I am going to turn this into a improper fraction. So this is going to equal 2 times, and remember I do that by going times 5 plus 4. So 5 times 10 is 50, plus 4 is 54. So 54 over 5. I'm going to put a 1 under here, and then I can go ahead and multiply. So 54 doubled. Okay, we can do 54 times 2, or do repeat addition like this. Either way, we'll get the same answer. Okay, 108, or if I went over here, 108. All right, I cannot leave it in this condition, right? So see all these steps, boys and girls, just to find area? So bringing it down here, 108 divided by 5. Well, 5 perfectly goes into 10 by 2. Bring down the 8. Okay, and then 5 goes into 8 one time. Remember, we already did that up here. 1 times 5 is 5. We subtract it. 8 minus 5 is 3. So I have 21 wholes and 3/5. So the area equaled 21 and 3/5 meters squared. Okay, so look at all this work we had to do just for this one problem. So for today's homework, you're going to need to have a lined sheet of paper to do all this work. All right.
Come, follow me, follow me.